Z. И телеграммочку. Так, пам, бам-бам. Супер понеслась. So hello folks. Today our topic is line on the plane. Actually, we have one half extra task. It also will be pair of straight lines, but I think it's a subset of this stuff. First of all, of course, we need to watch some trash video. Why do we need it? Strange video is there. Now actually, as I explained it before, I use this material a lot of time during my career, so I will explain it on examples. And we need to structure all formulas which we covered during the class, and now to understand how to transform from one form to another form, and how to use all this stuff. First of all, actually, on previous years, I mean, when I taught this course, we had all these three topics in one class. Now we will separate it. I mean, we are separating it, and today we will cover the line and the plane. But also next class probably will be the plane and line in space. I recommend you to write down all these equations to your friendship because we will use it. So we have general equation. Who knows how it appeared? Why we have this equation?
It's coordinates of.
Not what is it, but why it appeared in such form.
It appeared from the third canonical equation. We substitute instead of.
Okay, how canonical form appeared then?
We wrote a vector for the summation of vector, the sum of vector, whose sum equals to the vector from one point to another, from n to n.
So, but why it appeared? So why we call this general form this canonical? But as you said, that this canonical appeared firstly.
Because general form shows us also a and b with the coordinates of the normal vector, and it has another purpose.
Actually, we can say that because it's we can solve it using system of linear equations and so on. I mean, they write it in this form. So we have slope intersect. Who knows why it's called slope intersect? Yeah.
Because k coefficient is slope coefficient, and b coefficient shows where this line intersect with coordinates axis.
Okay. Okay. So white slope.
Hmm?
White slope. What? So I see here.
Because it is shown tangent of this line, tangent of the angle between this line and the x-axis.
Correct. So x, this k, show the tangent between x-axis and our line. Nice. Parametric form. Who knows why we need it? Why it appeared? Okay, why it's better than this thing? Who knows why it's appeared? Okay, I will prepare several slides for this.
Maybe this formula can be suitable for 3D space and
a bit clearer. I mean, you're close to answer, but I will show. Don't worry. In normal line, why do you need it?
Find the perpendicular.
The product equals 0. How do you find the perpendicular?
Find the vector with the perpendicular to the line.
Actually, we need this form because, for instance, in robotics, when you're working in 3D, for instance, or whatever, it's better. You can receive the normal because, for instance, we have some sensor and we push the ground. Most of the time, you can assume that it will be normal to your sensor, I mean to the surface. You will shift n, but you need to find something else. For instance, it will be quite useful when we are talking about planes. That will be on next class. So normal is a very nice idea actually. Okay, about parametrical. We can say that we can several ways to obtain new knowledge. I mean, to derive new knowledge. One of them is scientific one. It's my own opinion. I mean, these two ways. Scientific, so we are sitting, try to solve some task. I mean, try to think, and hoppa, we receive some new solution. And the second one is engineering one. So when you need to solve some task, but you don't have enough tools for this, or the mathematical tools are not the most suitable for you. It seems it's the reason why a parametrical form appeared, but it's only my suggestion. I'd like to show you that we can use it in two ways. Of course, probably in game development this also should be, but the main one is robotics and CAD, computer-aided design. Who knows what does it mean, CAD? Who worked with it probably? Raise your hand. One. Okay. I also prepared several slides for this. He's working in Eurobot as a mechanical engineer and he used to use it. First of all, about actually it's from physics. We have some point and it should move. How we can represent this motion? We can represent it in vector form. So EGK, as you know from the previous basis. So we can represent like this. Either we can represent it in coordinate form, respect to t. What does it mean t in this case? Time. It's parametric form. Because we have x respect to t, y respect to t, respect to t. Also this, but so actually we represented this one to this one. And also the last one is natural form. It's pasta, food actually. It's when we use it. For instance, we throw the ball from the school, I mean this task, and you take x cosine, x sine. Actually, you separated your so your velocities on x-axis and y-axis, so you put on a basis. This one, you are not considering any basis, you just move along the line, and it has some benefits also. How to find this length? This integral under the on x-axis. Graphic under the plot. Okay. Why do we need this coordinate form? Actually, because we can easily differentiate it. We just have x, we differentiate it, and we don't need to change anything. It will be x dot, y dot, and z dot. Of course, we can use this form. I mean, v equal to length of vx and vi and vz, y. because we have orthogonal bases. In other cases, we need to summarize it vectorally as vectors. And for instance, when we work with accelerations, we also use vectors for this. Or we work in 3D. In some cases, also can be useful. But in general, we can represent the vectors and work like this.
What does it mean? Velocity directions is always tangent. We have.
See, I'll explain. Do you remember the natural form I showed it?
Natural form of. Yes.
You have some path. In each point, your velocity will be like this. Your acceleration won't be. Your acceleration will be in this way and this way. We are talking about the vector, not vector on x-axis or y-axis. Do you remember when we throw the ball? Actually, how it will be? But yes, in its place, we will subtract it on, we put it on a basis and find this form. Cosine, sine, cosine, sine. But velocity, do you know the difference between velocity and speed?
Yes.
What?
Velocity is some term that's related to physics, but speed is actually just a number that describes something, and velocity is speed when you move.
Actually, the velocity has direction.
Yeah.
So speed is the magnitude of velocity. So that's it. Because you cannot say the direction when you have you're looking on the car sensor, speedometer. You cannot say that your your direction. You're talking only about the magnitude of it. So, CAD system. Actually, in Russian we have word SAPR, система автоматизированного проектирования. It consists of 3 parts, actually more parts. It's computer-aided design, computer-aided engineer, computer-aided manufacturing, plus PLM. PLM is, let me say, product life cycle. It's I forgot the translation, but in general that it covers all the time of your product. In English, they don't have this word, such word. SAPR, they use it as a CAD. So CAD consists of CAD plus other stuff. What does it mean? CAD, computer-aided, actually not drafting. Design is not like drafting, but actually it also makes sense. We want to make some 3D object and represent it to you. So, like compass, SolidWorks, Solid Edge. So you make some details. Computer-aided engineering, we need it because we need to calculate it. Actually, why it appeared? Computer CAD system in general, because in decades ago, when it doesn't exist, it didn't exist. How you can make new device? You need to make a prototype physically in hardware, check it, push it in trash bin, and again. It's very time consuming because you need to manufacture it. It's very non-cheap because you need to make a lot of iterations. And it's a problem. And also, as you know, they do it by hand. They have a lot of girls who make drawings because it's very routine work. So it's a big problem. Now, using neural networks, computers, neural networks, genetic algorithms, you can make dozens of, you can check a lot of possible solutions. Using, for instance, the technique, so yes, using neural networks, actually you can even reduce amount of material without changing your durability parameters. So it's the reason why we need CAD. So engineering, we need to check the durability of our car, for instance, or whatever. And manufacturing, we have CNC machines, ЧПУ станки, we have drilling machine, токарни, and so on and so on. We have a lot of type of machines. But we also can code it to do it as an automatic manner. So we're using G codes in general inside the machine, but actually you can use CAD systems to make it without any coding, just to show how it should move, and it will, generate the code. Now we are going deeper. Why do we need this parametric form? Actually, we have two possible ways to make the detail: the solid modeling and surface modeling. Actually, you solid modeling, you also can make surface modeling, but it will be a very complicated task. It's not efficient. What is it? Actually, we represent our body, we represent our detail as a sketch, so some drawing on 2D plane. And what we can do with it? Extrude, which revolute, that's it, use it. So, and also you need to use Boolean operations, like subtraction, intersection, and addition. For instance, I want to make this part low part. What we can do? We can make a box. After this, I need to do a sketch of this arc, and subtract it. And I can make this detail. It's real Fokker, it's slider. It's a sensor from robotics. About surface. In surface, we are talking about 3D point splines, and we are talking about surfaces, so planes and so on. Of course, where it can be used, except to make shoes. You can make toilet. It was my home task in Balm City University. Also, you can make cars. And in aircrafting also. The problem is that you need to represent your point somehow. Your spline somehow. And now we are going to the application. How can we represent our equation? In the explicit form, it's y respect to x explicitly. Our slope-intercept formula. Explicit form. Implicit form. In implicit form, the problem is that we cannot represent like this. We can, but it won't be, let's say, intuitive. Equation of line. Actually, we used to write x squared plus y squared equal to f squared. The implicit form is equal to 0, and our function respect to two variables. And we can represent in parametric form, like this. So why it's better? So it's actually we can tell in polar coordinates, but it's also parametric form. If in the robotics we used to put parametric is time, there we can put it as from 0 to 1. Why do we need it? Assume that actually it's because of time consuming in computer. To make equation of line, it will be let's say infinite line, as you know. When we want to present it on the computer in 3D, what we can do in parametric? When we have the line and we have this equation in parametric form, t equal to 0, t equal to 1, equal to 2, 3, and so on. So we can just take t iteratively each time. For instance, we cannot calculate in this precise place. We cannot calculate our solution because I don't know, they do not exist. In this case, we'll just receive infinite for this t. Or some other solution we get, we don't need to calculate it. When it has the infinite line, it's analytical form and has some problems. In this case, it's not analytical form actually. It's analytical, but you can call it numerically. For computer, you just need to put the set of points. And it will discretize by yourself because we use t as a parameter. So the main goal to work with computer, to present it better for the computer, to show, to draw some lines and so on computer. The main goal is we need parametric form. Now we have a task. So we have picture. We have points, especially put it to 0, minus to 1, and blah blah blah. Now we need to obtain all possible forms. So we have 5, if I'm not mistaken. Let's go. Who wants to do it on whiteboard? Go.
не значит?
Ну,
We have to do it on the line.
it's up to you. You can do without explanation because we're also doing the test. We will check in the end the solution. Because you can do it in different ways. Well, ничего, опять. Давай.
Я пытаюсь.
Which coordinates of this point of intersection of normal line?
You don't need to. Actually, you can find it without knowing, without having the picture. Because they put equation for it.
Right. No, I mean coordinates of points. Yes, I know about equations, but just number.
You want to know the vector n, yes? Let's see on the last. N equal AB. So you don't need to know intersection if you can find AB for.
But then it is 0 and y0.
You can draw and actually how I found this intersection. I draw the picture and I just draw n. N is perpendicular. You can find intersection by yourself. So Galerta, how's the progress? Я написал просто N. I hope you understood that you need to have the equal answer for every form. Because if you did it wrongly in this case, you make a mistake. Actually, you can use ground truth, the slope intersects 4 because you did it from school. If you know 2 points, you can do it. And check others based on it.
Ну, я понял, что это так можно было делать. 6 ускорилось 0. Часть должна.
I have a question about using normal line.
Yeah.
How to find it? I don't understand.
What you didn't get? What you didn't get? Normal line. How it works, you didn't get it. So who gets how to take why normal line is equal to AB?
I understand.
Why?
Because if we use canonical form, here we have xa, aa, ya. We multiply e, and we have something like yax minus xay, etc. We have coefficients of this vector as coefficients of x and y, and I don't know.
Actually, because you have line, what will be issue? Normal is perpendicular to the line, so I can take just the opposite and receive this coordinate. That's it. It's the reason why AB, nothing special. So because if you know who is this point, 2, 0, in this case it will be minus 2, 0, I mean 2, 0 will be your boom, boom. Like this, minus 2, 1, 1 minus 2, minus 2, 1, AB, that's it.
How to write?
It should be, you know that n, the product R equal to C, minus C if I'm mistaken, R or n, r minus f0 equal to 0. So what does it mean n? We know it. What's this one? R? What does it mean R? Who knows? R, what is
It's radius vector of some point on the line.
So what the precise, what it should be?
It can be any dot on the line.
And number, so whatever, variable.
For example, 2 and 0
No.
will be.
You want, okay. 2, 0, okay. 1 minus 2, or minus r0 point is 1 minus 2. And the answer is following. Okay, n is also some number. Minus 2, 1. Can you see any equation there? I see that equal to 0, yeah, you're right.
No, then we should write here
X and Y, yes. So R is our variables, because it can change. X0, so how it looks like? When we are talking like this, R and N, what is it? We have N, and we have, for instance, some particular vector, which is like this. And of course it won't be 0, because it won't be 90 degrees. If we take also, so we have R, and R0 points to this point, or whatever, because normal, it's a vector which can go along the line. We will have this vector and this vector. So it's just our line vector. It should be equal to 0, because 90 degrees. That's it. And we receive, so X, and we will also receive our solution. Okay. Does anybody need extra time to solve the task? Or I can show the answers? 3, 2, 1. Now. Of course, for us it's easier to go from slope intersect form, because we used to work with it. I put coordinates, find k, find b. We receive slope intersect form. After this, you can go to the global form. Actually, okay, you just change the sign here. So we wrote in this form. After this, we can go easier to canonical form, because when you go from this one to this one, it's easier for me. Parametric form is equal to tau. So this parametric called tau, you can draw it like this. It's tau. And after this, I just wrote it like this, because we already know C, it's -4. You can receive this form either this form. Does anybody has questions now? Because now we need to use this material. Yeah.
In the last form using normal line, we should just find x and y, yes? Or put this as answer?
The answer? Actually, we can say that it's already answered.
Oh, okay.
Because if you expand this equation, in this case, you will receive the slope intersection form. Or whatever, because actually it's the... So, we go from one form to another form. The answer should be the same. That.
It doesn't matter what x dot and y dot we have.
Dot?
X0, y0.
No, doesn't matter of course. Because vector doesn't depend on this guy. You need to know that. We are not talking about magnitude, we are talking about the vector, the vector itself. You can normalize this vector if you want and receive the just normal equation.
So you can take the point on the line.
Yes, exactly. Because we are told you equation on the line means that we have equations, so we can change variables. I think it's reasonable. If you take, so after this you can just divide by 2, for instance, to receive, if you take other point by 1 million, for instance. In this case, you just divide and you solve the task. Also, I put there some formula for distances. Actually, it won't be useful today, but it can be useful later. So I also recommend you to write down. If you have pointed lines about books. Actually, some of you asked Vladimir Ivanov to, can you make some, bank задач, a lot of tasks for for you. If you, actually for you, it's totally enough if you will solve home task, if you solve home task. I know only a few of you, 2 or 3 people solve home task in previous time. So it means that we won't spend time on you to make this, let's see. database for you. But if you really need, you can use two books. It's Russian books, because some of tasks we took from this. It's Beklemishev and Umnov. Umnov is mainly for material, to read material, and Beklemishev to solve some Excel tasks. But it's not obligatory at all, and we won't help you, just send you books. 2 years ago it was reference books, but there are no English translation. Is the reason that we changed the book, because our foreigners suffered about it, because they don't have any reference book. Now they have. About line to line, actually it's for the future topic. I didn't get it firstly, that it's two in space and linear. Now let's go briefly through the tasks. Женя, Ivante, first task is yours. Go. This task, you should spend 5 minutes to solve both tasks, even with drawing and so on. How you will solve it?
First we have to make the equation of the line.
Okay, what form? What form do you want to use?
General, then we can switch to solving.
Actually, you are starting to write no general form. What form you starting to write? Yes, canonical form.
I can see.
The answer.
-4 and 2 over 3.
The -4, yes.
And 2 over 3.
Yes, it is. Did you solve task at home, or you just solved it now? Okay.
-4?
Yes.
Next question. Is it necessary to solve these tasks by this way, or we can just write
Did I say some that you are obligated to solve in such manner? You can solve it really like. Actually, did you get what the best way to check your solution now? GeoGebra, not Wolfram, because in Wolfram it's not so easy to draw. GeoGebra you can just put lines by yourself and find a intersection, or cut systems in sketching. Now, because now it's very easy for you. That -4, but you have 4. Because -5 -3. Or actually, so how to solve the second task except you?
we can write just derive a formula for a general equation by dividing by -3 and this turning x to the another part. And also we can use general equation is slope intercept, the first which I said. And by the general equation, 2 is a, b is minus 3, and a is minus m. It's y direction of normal, y direction of our direction vector, and b is l. It's minus 6. So
Actually, now we just can divide by 3 and that's it.
yes, yes.
You don't need to think, you need to just divide. Because you have general form and you just need to receive the slope in the second form. Did you get how to solve the second task? Except the just division and 3. Okay, good job. Who will clean up the door? Женя. Let's say, на газе убери, как это. Okay, let's go. Second task. Yes. You know how to solve it?
I think so.
Okay. But first of all, I'd like to discuss what does it mean bisected? What is it?
It means this is a middle of portion of the line.
Okay, what does it mean portion? Okay, let's go. Because okay, please face the task. For me, okay, I don't know what does it mean portion. I don't know what does it mean bisected. So my first goal is to Google or ask my friends from the what is it? So what does it mean portion?
Portion is this is a part of straight line that is situated between the axes.
Okay, segment of the line, and till this point, yes. Okay, so we can draw it. So we have some segment, we have point 2 minus 5. So, and we input it in this segment. Okay, what does it mean bisected?
Which is middle of,
What?
which is middle of the segment.
Actually, this segment either be a crisp, as you know, bisectrice. If we are talking about angle bisected, and we are talking about just bisected, it can be a, like median. Not median actually, but in this case, it means that this guy should be the same. Yes.
And we can find at that point the intersection of this straight line and y-axis.
Let's first of all let's spend 5 minutes try to solve it on your on your sheets. Show me the result. You can solve it. Okay. Yeah. Что-то не то. У тебя должно получиться здесь, если мы умножим на 10, ну потому что извращенец в минус все перенес, то соответственно это получается у тебя должно быть 20 здесь. То есть вот это у тебя там 2, это 5, а это 20. Так что получилось. Вот answer.
Slope is 2 with a half, and the
Just equation. Because they asked equation. So the equation is
I equals 2 with a half x minus 7.
like this?
Yes.
It's correct.
Я нашел ошибку.
Digital. Вот. Дети, ты следующего гостей, я тебя поздравляю.
Ладно, спасибо.
А там Данил. Покажи туда стиль, пацан. Let's go.
We have this point, which have coordinate 0 and minus y 0 minus.
It was solve this task, not by this way.
And we know
Actually, yes, you can. Why not? Can you receive the result? Yes, you can. If you will receive in the end the coordinates, why not?
from here we have x equal to 4.
So can you explain why you have this such equation?
Because 2 minus 5 it is median point, and we know the formula for median of sigma. If you know end and the start coordinate. So
Could you write explicitly? For instance, so from previous rule, he just draw and say, okay, this square for 0, and that's it. It's also okay, but let's try to find other solutions except drawing. Because if you like to draw, I can just give you the task. We have x 1 million minus 2 million b and so on. And it won't be so easy to draw without computer.
mean value, I don't know, mean value for each coordinate.
You know this because you already know this equation, yes? Can we derive this equation?
This equation?
Yes.
Okay.
This is a median, and the median equals to the one half of the diagonal of this rectangle triangle. That's why its direction of, like, if we would write two vectors, for example, r from O point to the point 2 minus 5. And the second vector is, for example, r0 to x 0. And the third vector is A, its direction vector.
Is it the easiest way?
No, but it's without.
No, you can using you can try to write it in vector form. You will receive this equation, but actually it's a vector form.
We have vector x minus 2.
No, you're writing me in coordinate form. I asked you to write in vector form. Put labels A, B, P, I don't know, and point.
Okay. We have the big vector A.
No, change the marker, please. This marker is good for throwing into guys who don't want to work. Right.
And we have this vector with 1/2 value.
Who said you that it's 1/2? Okay, 1/2, okay.
From task. And is it vector 4?
Can you, okay. Could you write like this? A, B, we need to borrow, not steal other markers. Okay. So A, B, P. Yes? Can we write it like this? So if we want to find P, and what is with P in our case? It's one vector plus other vector. And the same. And after this you can derive that it should be like this. Because it should be half and this should be half. We can do like this, or you can say, okay, I just know this equation, I am a good guy, and that's it. So, end result. Yes, finish. Okay, but marker, where is the good marker? I had one extra marker.
Now we have 2 points. For example, 4, 0 and 2 minus 4. We can use the canonical form x minus 2, 4 minus 2 equals to 5 plus 5 and 0 plus.
Okay, fine. So, did you get the solution? Who didn't get how to solve this task? Nikit,
Ну, я другим.
explain.
I just used formula with coordinates of midpoint and substituted in slope or intersect equation.
So you just have one. So how did you derive? How did you derive the slope intersect form? What point did you use for this?
I know that the midpoint of this portion is not midpoint, but I determine what is x and y coordinates in of point one straight line intersect x and
So
y
you
axis.
derive this A and B.
Yes. And just solve the system of linear equations.
Okay. Next task. I already provided a hint because the strange word concurrent should be explained like this. Nikit, you wait. But we need to find mark. It's also bad mark. No, it's a blue one. So practicing how to solve this task. I shall go to borrow marker from other cabinet.
Actually, we need to find the point of intersection first 2 lines and the second 2 lines.
And after this?
And after this, we just need to find the equation of the straight line.
Okay. So piece of cake. questions. It's covered.
Our equation is y is equal to x.
Да, вот мне тоже.
The answer is x minus y plus 1 equals 0. You need to write the system of linear equations, not to put it in one equation.
Yes. I
Все решил? You solved this problem, no? I know, I received it today at 6 a.m. Because Nastya decided to do it at the last moment. She made an assumption that you are not trying to solve it at home, so why do I need to do it before the class?
что-то я не так делаю, отвечаю. У нас two lines.
And we can just приравнять их.
Да.
Okay. x0, x1 equals 0 and y1 is equal to 1.
Yes, great. Second equation.
Все было правильно, я просто застопился, потому что 0, почему 0?
Бла-бла-бла.
Тогда тут
Что, решил? Чуть мы там котов лайкаем. Пам.
А у следующего номера не...
What again? Answer x minus y plus 1.
What is employed?
Wait a second. I will explain everything because I have slides for this. Because now, first of all, you need to be surprised because of this shit called the 12x square blah blah blah. Do you know what is it? Okay, but how to derive this guy? Do you know? Okay.
Is it correct?
No.
No.
X equal to 1, y equal to 2.
Y will be equal to 2 x's and use 2 x's.
Can you watch the task?
Я все уже решил. Ты извращенец пытается решить задачу. Сразу приравнять.
Да, она бы решилась. Если бы... Левая часть правильно. Правая часть. Минус 5. Плюс 1 с 5.
So now we need to get the pair of straight lines. First of all, let's draw this task on GeoGebra.
Would you like to intersect the lines?
Bam. Bam. So, actually, after this, I just need to draw a medium and find the solution. It's our, how to say, how it look like. Так, что сделал? Bam. Okay. Bad work.
Okay, thank you.
Now let's go to this guy. Actually, how to derive these two lines? Because it sounds like, okay, I have one equation, why two lines? Actually, it looks like this. So it was our equation, and after this, what I need to do? I need to actually, we didn't cover this topic 2 years ago, but so I spent some time to understand what's going on. Okay, so to sum up, we received two equations actually there. So it should be equal to 0 in either. It should be equal to 0 with this one, equal to 0. So we have two equations actually from this. Why do we need this form? Who knows? It has some benefits because we can find the angle between them. It has some tangent and blah blah blah. Probably I will put it on slides, but actually it seems we don't need this equation for now. But now we have two equations. Okay. Now we need to get the task. First of all, what does it mean centroid? Centroid is the center of mass, or in our case, the geometrical center of this guy. Also, if I can Google, I know this equation. Okay, so my task is following. I need to find this one, second, third point, and I solve it. How I can solve it? I can open GeoGebra and do like this. 0, 0, this one. 1, 2, and this one.
7, 5.
7, 6. And after that, I need to put it in this equation. I mean, in this one. So what does it mean? L, M, and N?
Point.
Yes, it's points. So it will be 8 divided by 3 and 2, 6, 8 divided by 3. So I solved this task. But you cannot use this technique on the exam, so you need to solve it. How? First of all, we know the first point. Yes, we know the first point. Intersection between will be equal to 0. The second one, we need to find intersection between this and this one. Between these lines and these two lines. So we need to solve it and find the solution. Let's go.
Place two solutions.
Because you have because this one provides you two roots. Because x squared 2 roots.
No, I mean solution for the finite solution for the whole task, not for this equation.
Again, I didn't get the question.
So a divided by 3 and a divided by
Is the answer?
It's answer. Okay.
Yes. So because I just put it there. Yes. So how? We need to take this and the last one, this 2x minus 3y plus 4 equal to 0. We need to solve this equation first, find intersection point. We need to solve this one, system of linear equations, find intersection point. After this, put it into equation and solve the task. If you don't know this equation, you can solve it in another way. We discussed on the second class, if not mistaken, because we had already centroid. It was on the task on the second or the third one, if not mistaken. So you can open video and refresh how to solve it. Or we can refresh it now if you want. If you don't know this fancy equation.
So can we use it on exam or not?
Why not? But on exam I decided to give you not the triangle but tetrahedron.
But the equation will be the same, yes.
For tetrahedron? No.
And one additional point.
No. It's only, at least, according to Wikipedia, it works only for triangle. It has some, yes, so you need to know more general way to discuss. But actually, I don't know why it shouldn't work for bigger. Is a good question. Because actually, do you know how this equation appears? The center of mass is equal to, x center of mass equal to summarize m e x eta divided by sum of m. Let's assume that m equal to 3 in our case. So it will be x plus, x, 3x, x in general, it's better form. X, y, z. Divided by m. Actually, it's the same. While you're trying to solve, I'll try to open Wikipedia in Centroid. So in Wikipedia there are plenty of algorithms how to find it. Plumb the line method, geometric decomposition, integral formula of triangle, of polygon, of cone. So it looks like this. So, but actually no why. It seems it's better to try to handle how this equation appears. Shoelace. Okay. Who won this task? That's what, yeah. I highlight, as I mentioned from the test. So probably that's it for today. If you have questions,